Shalom, Shalom, Yasha'Allah. This your boy, Brother Shem Allah. Back at you with another quick edifying video. Today's lesson is going to be called Hooks in Thy Jaw. All right. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say Call Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. That's all praises to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahawah, and his only begotten Son's name, who you ignorantly call Jesus, whose name is Yahawashi, right? And the Holy Spirit, which is the Qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, who have ruled well through the Spirit and have fed and edified the sheep in these last days, and has pushed this gospel and this truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days. A mighty shalom. Another mighty shalom to all you Akim out there laboring on the highways and hedges and on the unicorn, pushing this 100% doctrine, this 100% truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days using the internet. Like I said, today's lesson is going to be called Hooks in Thy Jaw. All right. And I came across this article from Associated Press. And it says Putin touts Russia's new missile and delivers a menacing warning to NATO. Okay. And let's just get into it. Let's read it. Right. It says the new ballistic missile fired by Russia struck a military industrial facility. It says in central Ukrainian city of Dnipro. It says, but its real mission was delivering a deadly new message to NATO. It says hours after Thursday's strike touched off a debate over whether the Ukrainian plant was hit by an intercontinental ballistic missile. President Vladimir Putin made a rare and surprise appearance on Russian television to clear up the mystery. He described it as a new intermediate range ballistic missile that raced its target. So like it raced to its target at 10 times the speed of sound, right? You know, Babylon has no chance, right? It says modern day air defense systems that exist in the world and anti-missile defenses created by the American and Europe can't intercept such missiles, Putin declared in an icy and menacing tone. It says the attack marked the first time that such a missile was used in the war or in any conflict. It says the dramatic events came in a week of soaring tensions as Ukraine struck targets in Russia with American-made long-range missiles after the U.S. Eased restrictions on their use, and Putin responded by lowering the threshold for using Moscow's nuclear arsenal. It says Putin said the missile was called Orshnik, which in Russian means hazelnut tree, and that the first combat test of it has gone successfully, right? They itching to use this stuff, man. You know? He said in July that Russia would start producing intermediate range missiles to mirror U.S. plans to deploy such weapons. It says in his speech Thursday, he said Russia deployed Orshnik in response to the U.S. deployment and deployment of missiles with a similar range. It says intermediate range missiles, or IRBMs, can fly between 500 to 5,500 kilometers, right? Or 310 to 3,400 miles. It says Ukrainian military officials said the missiles was launched from the Russian region of Astrakhan. And it says on the Caspian Sea, about 500 miles to the east. It says while Russia has launched cruise missiles at Ukraine for even longer ranges, it says the new intermediate range missiles mark the first such use of this kind of ground launched ballistic missile, which can carry a much heavier payload, conventional payload, and could also be fitted with multiple nuclear warheads. All right. So Putin boasted that the missile, that the latest in Russia's arsenal of hypersonic weapons, reaches its target at speeds of Mach 10, rendering Western missile defenses useless, right? It says Matthew Salville, director of the military science at the Royal United Service Institute, noted that the missile used Thursday has a range way beyond any that's seen in the conflict so far, and possibly the first ever use in combat. It says he said the missile was capable of releasing multiple warheads at extremely high speeds, even though they are less accurate than cruise missiles or short-range ballistic missiles. Video of the strike showed 6 fiery trails followed by powerful explosions. It says an apparent sign of the multiple warheads being used. It says the authenticity of the video couldn't be independently confirmed. As for Putin's claim that the Western systems could not intercept the missile, Swalwell said these are quite hard to defend against, even for advanced U.S. Patriot systems. It says you're dropping multiple independently target warheads, or MIRVs, at an extremely high speed, so even Patriot will struggle to basically intercept those, he said. Putin has described Thursday's use of the Oshnik as a response to the Ukrainian strikes on Russian military facilities in Baryshnik and Kursk regions earlier this week with Western-supplied weapons. One of those strikes killed and wounded an unspecified number of Russian servicemen, which the Kremlin leader said added elements of a global character to conflict. It says Putin has warned previously that the use of Western weapons would mean that Russia and NATO are at war. Okay? Read that again. Putin has warned previously that the use of Western weapons would mean that Russia and NATO are at war. Okay? We believe that we have the right to use our weapons against military facilities of the countries that allow to use their weapons against our facilities, he said. And in case of escalation and aggressive actions, we will respond resolutely in a mirror way. It says if Russia launches more strikes on Ukraine with the new missiles, it will warn if its use in advance to allow civilians to reach safely as a humanitarian gesture, Putin said, adding Moscow isn't worried about tipping off the enemy since it cannot stop the attack. All right. It says I would recommend the ruling elites of the countries that are hatching plans to use their military contingents against Russia to seriously think about it, Putin said. Saval said the new missile is sending a fear-inducing signal from Russia that we've got stuff that outrages you. So it says the larger message to the West is that we're happy to enter into a competition around intermediate range ballistic missiles. It says, P.S. These could be nuclear tipped. Do you really want to take that risk? Dmitry Medvedev, the deputy secretary of Russia's Security Council, that is chaired by Putin, stepped up a rhetoric by posting a video of the missile attack on Ukraine and chastising the West. It says, so that's what you wanted? Well, you damn well got it. A hypersonic ballistic missile attack, he posted on X. It says, in a speech to the nation, President Vladimir Zelensky denounced the attack and accused Moscow of using Ukraine as a testing ground for its new weapon. Today, our insane neighbor has once again shown that they what they truly are and how they despise dignity, freedom, human life itself, and how terrified they are, he said. It says 2 U.S. officials who were not authorized to comment publicly about the sensitive matter and thus spoke on a condition of autonomy said Russia only has a few of this type of experimental missile in its possession and is not a capability that is expected to be regularly deployed against Ukraine. UK Defense Secretary John Healey told lawmakers that the war was at a serious moment. It says the front line is now less stable than at any time since the conflict began. We have seen in recent weeks a very clear escalation from Putin and his forces. It says they have stepped up attacks on the energy system in Ukraine ahead of the winter. It says they um, they have stepped up attacks on civilian centers, killing children. They have deployed at least 10,000 North Korean troops to the battlefront line, right? So, hey, listen, just reading that, right? Hey, listen, Putin is ready for it. Putin is ready for the action. He's ready for all the smoke, right? You had Sleepy Joe, who's damn near on his last leg, making the decree to let Ukraine use long range missiles, right? So what do you think Russia's gonna do, right? And Russia has the most power. You see, it said Mach 10. It said 10 times the speed of sound these weapons have. And what they do is they'll release, warheads, multiple warheads, which can go in different targets. Okay? And they're ready for it. They're ready for the smoke, And then listen, they're loving to test this out, right? They're loving to test this out because they know this is coming soon, man. While Jake is worried about trying to get a goddamn turkey, for Thanksgiving, trying to get Christmas gifts and this, that, and the other. Hey, war is getting ready, is brewing up, man. Right? And the Lord is putting the spirit, upon Gog, right? Russia, right? And is putting them hooks in the jaws, right? And I took a picture, found a picture of a hook in the jaw, right? Where you got a horse and you see how what happens is you put that hook in the jaw of the horse, and when you can steer it and move it the way you want to go, right? Well, that's part of the prophecy of what Yahawah Bahasham was going to do to Russia, and we see that right now, right? He wants all the smoke, right? And he's warning them, right? He's warning them. He said, we got things that go 10 times the speed of sound, right? So if you want that smoke, hey, I got it. Okay. So let's get this real quick. Let's just got a couple of I wanted to read that whole thing because it was, I read it. I was like, okay, yeah. Putin wants all of it. He wants all the smoke, Let's go to, here we go, Ezekiel 38. And you see it says the prophecy against Gog, right? So it says Ezekiel chapter 38 and verse 1, it says, "And the word of Yahawah by Yahawashi came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog," right? And Gog is talking about Russia, right? That's modern day Russia. "The chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him," right? And I'm going to jump down. Verse number 4, it says, "And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws," right? Like you saw with the horse, right? The Lord is saying that, he's basically put the hooks in the jaws of, of Russia, right? With Putin at the realm to steer them in the direction that he wants to go. What does he want to do, right? It says, "And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thy army, horses and horsemen, and all them clothed with all sort of armor, even a great company, with bucklers and shields, and all them handling swords." All right, so the Lord is stirring this. Russia is likened unto the bear, man, and the Lord is rousing them up, man, right? And the Lord has put the hooks in the jaws, of Russia, and is, hey, they don't want to be. Listen, they're ready for all the smoke, right? And the Lord is putting the spirit upon them, right? It says Persia, Ethiopia, Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet, right? And the thing about it is, let me keep reading. "Gomer and all his bands, the house of Tagorma of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee," right? Because remember, they have BRICS, right? Brazil, Russia, India, China, and what is that? South America, or Salakia, South Africa, Salakia. You know, they have these nations, and other nations have joined. Right? They basically dumped the dollar. Okay, so America, they're spooked right now because they know that they can't stop these weapons. Right? And guess what? You have North Korea that have troops, fighting along with Putin and Russia, right? So now this can definitely escalate into a major situation. All right, especially now, you know, uh, Sleepy Joe, authorized them to use the long range missiles, right? And then you got your boy Zelensky was talking all that smack, like these guys don't have the best weaponry. You know what I mean? But hey, this is all part of prophecy, man, and it's going down, right? The Lord is putting hooks in the jaws of Russia, man, because they about to the smoke is about to come, right? What is that? Um, let's go to the book of Proverbs, right? Because the Lord is maneuvering and putting these people into place, right? We know, hey, Joel 3, this stuff is getting set up, for the ultimate fight, the ultimate battle. All right. So, hey, they're testing out their weapons. You see North Korea test out their weapons, right? Everybody is sharpening their swords, so to say, right? They're making sure that these things are ready for when this war goes down. The Lord is putting a spirit on these people to do that, right? But guess what? Jake and Eve is worried about Black Friday and how to get a new television for the Lolo, right? Who's making stuffing, right? That's the mentality of our people. Well, guess what? All hell is about to break loose. Okay. Um, let's go to the book of Proverbs. Proverbs 21. And we'll go to verse number 1. Right? It says, the king's heart is in the hand of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whatsoever he will. Right? So like he's put, this is a perfect example, right? He's Ezekiel 38. He put the hooks in the jaws of Gog or Magog, which is Russia, right? Gog of the land of Magog, right? And it's put the hooks in the jaws and it's turning them to do what? To fulfill prophecy. All right. And nobody can resist the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi. All right. So you see this stuff is really about to go down, man. Right? And they're just testing out their weaponry to make sure, when the Lord puts the spirit upon them to what does it say? To shoot at, at this place, Babylon, right? Hey, they're not gonna miss. Okay, they make sure that their weapons are good. All right. What is that? Let's go to Jeremiah. Okay, just got a couple more. Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse number 14, because this is coming, right? We see this playing out. All right. Let me see. Let's start at verse 13, right? It's talking about Babylon, right? But this is talking about modern day Babylon. This Babylon, America, okay? Because eventually this stuff is going to be brought here, right? Those missiles are going to be brought here to destroy this place, to turn this place into the lake of fire, as is prophesied, okay? And those intercontinental ballistic missiles. Now they have the IRBMs, I believe they said it was, right? These things, right? And these things can carry multiple nuclear warheads, right? And that's what's going to, ultimately destroy this place, right? So let's get this. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 13, it says, because the wrath of Yahawah Bashem Yahawashi, it shall not be inhabited. What? This place we're living in right now, Babylon, the land of our captivity, okay? Modern day Egypt, modern day Sodom, right? Well, you name it. This is the land of confusion, right? The great whore, right? The great city, whatever you want to call this place, right? This place is going down. It says, because of the wrath of Yahawah Bashem Yahawashi, it shall not be inhabited, okay? But it shall be wholly desolate, every one that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. It says, put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow and shoot at her, right? It says, spare no arrows. Now, it's not talking about a regular arrow, right? Because these arrows are coming from afar, right? And that's talking about these ICBM missiles, right? Intercontinental ballistic missiles, which go from one continent to the other continent. And you see Russia has it. And these things are Mach 10 times the speed of sound. These things are coming. All right. And they can't be stopped. You saw that they said the defense weapons will not be able to stop these things. Okay. So that's why it says spare no arrow, because they're going to shoot all those arrows. They're going to make sure every last arrow that they have in their arsenal, be it Russia, right, and their counterparts, right, even those of the beasts are going to turn on the whore, right, and shoot and burn her with fire, right. So everybody, they're going to be trying to, light this place all the way up, right, because the Lord is going to put the Spirit upon them to do that, right. It says spare no arrow. It says shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she have sinned against Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. All right. So these are not talking about just regular arrows. These are talking about those ICBM missiles, right? But it says, verse 9, it says, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations, right? And who is one of that? The top person is going to be Gog, okay? Which is Russia, right? And the Lord is doing what? He's putting the hooks in the jaws to turn them into that. They're going back to that mighty, that USSR type spirit. They're getting back to that, hey, you can't mess with us type thing, right? And they already said it, And you see how they was toting. They even went on, social media talking about, yeah, we want all the smoke, basically, right? So Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 9, it says, for lo, I will raise and cause up to come against Babylon, right, which is America, right? You see, but this war is just brewing now, but eventually this stuff is going to spill over, okay, into the third woe. We know that this, it said, Revelation 11 and 14, right? The second woe has passed. Behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Okay, this stuff is going to be escalating, right? We know that the MOTB ultimately has to be implemented before all those ICBM missiles come over here and destroy this place. All right. But it says, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. It says, from thence she shall be taken. It says their arrows, right, which we know what they're talking about, because you can't shoot a regular arrow from Russia and these other countries to here to Babylon. All right. So it's talking about these intercontinental ballistic missiles, right? The new arrows, right? It says their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man, and none shall return in vain. Okay, none's gonna return in vain. They're coming out here. They're getting shot over here for their mission, their plan, and they're gonna hit their target. All right. What is that? It says like none shall miss their mark. Matter of fact, let's go to Salakia. Let's go to Second Ezra, right? Second Ezra 16, and let's go to verse 13, right? It says, let's see. Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 13 says, for strong is the right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp. All right, and shall not miss, right? They are not going to miss, right? So look, they test them out now to make sure. Oh yeah, okay, this thing works right here. This thing really okay. Now, yeah, we're gonna, we can make sure we're gonna get it right. Okay. It says, and they shall not miss. It says when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world, right? Because these things are traveling from one continent to the other continent. All right. And that's talking about these ICBM missiles. All right. But none are going to miss. All right. And this is all part of, the prophecy, that Yahawah Shai had, right? When you go into the book of Isaiah, it talks about it, this creation of this weapon. And this weapon is used to do nothing but to destroy. Okay? You call it the waster. All right, let's get that real quick. We'll probably end it. Isaiah 54 and verse number 16, right? It says, "Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire," right? Because a smith makes weapons. He makes, uses metal, when you look at a smith, right? He was used back in the day, a blacksmith, to create weapons and do this stuff, right? That modern day blacksmith or smith, is talking about these scientists who created what? These ICBM missiles, these nuclear capable missiles, used for destruction. So it says, "Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work." For whose work? For ultimately for Yahawah Shai's work. Okay? The Heavenly Father put the spirit on these scientists to create this weapon specifically for the day of judgment. All right? And it says, "And I've created the waster to destroy," because that's ultimately what it's going to do. It's used to destroy, right? So when we go back to Jeremiah, right, that's what it's talking about. When we brought that first one out, Jeremiah 50 and verse number 13, right? Let me see. Verse 13, it says, "Because of the wrath of Yahawah Shai, it shall not be inhabited." Right? Because this place is going to be completely destroyed. John the Revelator saw Babylon or America on fire, and it looked like a lake of fire. That's what the lake of fire is. This place, Babylon, right? Hit by all those ICBM missiles, by the host that the Lord, these nations who have, shot these arrows, at this place. Okay? So it says, "Because of the wrath of Yahawah Shai, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues," right? Like Revelation 18, right? For in 1 hour, this place is going to be utterly, completely destroyed. In 1 hour, wasted. Okay? So this is coming, right? And the Lord is putting the hooks in the jaws of Gog, right? Russia, right? And we see it, right? We see him, man. Hey, he's proud about it too. Hey, he wants all the smoke, man. All right, and the Lord is putting the hooks in the jaws, right? Because we know the heart of the king is in the hands of Yahawah Shai. All right, so I just wanted to do this quick lesson. Lord's will, it was edifying, right? And Jake, man, you need to wake up, man. Right? You sit up here worried about who's gonna make the green bean casserole and potato salad, while you got these countries getting ready and preparing for war, testing out their weaponry, right? And waiting for that smoke to come, right? Well, you ready to smoke a goddamn turkey, man. Like, come on, it's time to wake up. All right, with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Call Halal Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash, right? Peace and blessings to the elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad. A mighty shalom to the 144,000 men. And to the rest of the elect, stay diligent, stay focused, keep praying for one another, right? And keep praying that Yahawah Shai will continue to turn this stuff up, continue to push these prophecies and get this stuff going, man. All right, because we want out of here. I'm tired of this place, man. All right, with that, I want to say shalom.